Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to the 90s. So, previously, ladies and gentlemen, we were continuing to wave our way through Sea of Sorrow by Alice in Chains, and actually, you know what? The more I think about it, even the tune, the riff, and even the beats overall, you know what it actually begins to remind me of? Who here has ever heard of the song King Nothing by Metallica? That came out like 6 years after this album. It's bizarre, but it's like almost one of the first things that like popped into my head, but I didn't really know how to put it. But that's how it is. But it's also worth noticing about probably what sort of ideas Metallica were bouncing around when they did Load and Reload. But that's a long topic for yet another day. And today, ladies and gentlemen, Bleed the Freak by Alice in Chains. So, let's go. Oh, that is...
Your thigh. If you
Bleed for me. I would say almost before we talked about anything else that I would say that once again this sounds like one of those very specific cases about like abuse, as you probably already know that I've done like a lot in this album. But I also like to imagine in some ways, it feel this one. It comes across like very like almost, dare I say, self abuse. Like you're not being very good to yourself. I'm not saying that you haven't done a lot of good, but if there's one thing you could do, you could bleed for me, please stand for me. Now name your God and bleed the freak. I like to see how you all would bleed for me. These stand for me. Name your God and bleed for me, bleed the freak. I like to see how you all would. It's it's talk about it's like self-sacrifice, but it's not really sacrificing yourself for really anything. It's more just they do it because how you would all bleed for me when the pig runs slower. Let the arrow fly. When the sin lies bolder, I'll pluck out thine eye. These stand for me. How will you all bleed for me if you scorn my lover? Satan, get your thigh. If you steal in hunger, I will kick you when you try. And it's the idea that when you do bad, you are doing bad to other people as well. You're committing evil twofold. But I think that's kind of what the point is that it's like I said before, it's like self-abuse. It's you're doing bad things to yourself, and there's got to be something deep down. And listen, I've seen people shoplift before. Don't get me wrong, but every time I see it, I always get the impression that even they don't really want to do it. It's sort of they have no other choice because it's either starve or they won't be able to feed their addiction or whatever it is that has driven them to steal. That's the sort of idea I'm talking about. And, well, I do... and I think it's more than anything when Lane sings as though he's coming across having something of an odious and God complex. I think the reason they did that for this is that they try to make it seem as though, well, if you don't worship God, then what do you worship if you think that... If you're calling yourself a Catholic or a good Jew or Muslim and you thought, well, why would God think it would be okay for you to steal? So you kind of have to almost like change your perspective a little bit or try and tolerate evil just because it's convenient. That's the sort of thing that I think gets a little bit lost sometimes in translation, is that you can't tolerate evil just because it's convenient, but at the same time, what exactly are you expected to do about it? We get told to turn the other cheek. We don't ever get told to actually do something about, people who we see blatantly steal and get away with it because they get something for nothing. They haven't had to pay for it, and the rest of us schmucks have to pay for what little money we do get, and we don't resort to stealing. People have a way, ladies and gentlemen, of trying to misinterpret that all you have to do to get ahead in life, ladies and gentlemen, is get away with it, because that's all that matters. But no, the damage it actually does to a person's reputation, as well as a person's level of self-respect, is all the more greater and all the more reason why not to do it. Like I said, self-abuse. But with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys enjoyed Bleed the Freak by Alice in Chains, and mind you as well, I almost wouldn't even bother saying any of this because the music is just sublime. And sometimes it's almost good that the music is so sublime, but because I almost wouldn't even think about making all these comments about morality at all, because who at this point would care about that? As long as the music is good, then does it... Well, it's so that you can enjoy this from both angles, I suppose. Ride me sideways, you may say. But with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys enjoyed Bleed the Freak, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.